In this video, we're in lesson 2.2 and we're working on the extra practice problem number 6. Before we start, I'm going to have you pause the video and I would jot down these notes here of the buttons that we're going to be putting into our graphing calculator. So go ahead and pause the video here. We'll be referring back to this as we go through this next problem. A softball player hits a ball whose path is modeled by f of x equals negative 0.0005x squared plus 0.2127x plus 3, where x is the distance from home plate in feet and y is the height of the ball above the ground in feet. What is the highest point this ball will reach? If the ball was hit to center field, which has an 8-foot fence located 410 feet from home plate, was this hit a home run? So we're going to go ahead and type this function into our calculator. This is one that is best solved if we use our calculator. So I'm going to go to y equals, and let's go ahead and put this function in. Okay, just be careful when you're typing it in. And then remember to adjust your window. You can hit the window key. And why don't you go ahead and we're going to make our x-axis go from 0 to 500. And then our y-axis go from 0 to 50. So change that window there. That's going to give us a nice window to view our graph. Once you get that done, you can go ahead and graph it. Okay. So you can see this is going to be kind of the path of this softball. Okay, y is the height of the softball, and x is going to be its distance. Okay, and so the first thing they ask us is, what is the highest point this ball will reach? Well, highest point, remember that's the maximum. Okay, it's our y value of the vertex. And so we have a nice way to find maximum on our calculator. Go back to the little note that you wrote down. With the graph up, we're going to hit second calc, or the trace button, and we're going to go down to maximum. Now, when you enter that in, it's going to ask for a left bound and a right bound. We're basically helping our calculator find the maximum. So my maximum is about right here. So for the left bound, I want to move this little circle thing using my arrow keys on the left side of the maximum, and I'm going to hit enter. And now it's asking for the right bound. So now I'm going to move this little circle to the right of where the maximum would be. And I'm going to hit enter. So you can see it's going to try to find the maximum in this region. And then I'm going to hit enter again. And it will give me, okay, my vertex is located at, I'm going to write this down here. The vertex is at 212.7, 25.62. And they gave that to me by giving me the x value and the y value of that point. So what that means is the highest point, or the maximum, that this ball reaches 25.62 feet. So the highest point is 25.62 feet. Okay. That's part of my answer. Now they want me to know if the ball was hit to center field, which has an 8-foot fence located 410 feet from home plate, was this hit a home run? They want us to figure out if it's going to make it past that 410-foot distance to become a home run. So what we're actually interested in is we're wondering, what is the distance from home plate if the height of this ball is 8? Okay, we're interested in, is the point 410 8 on or near the parabola? And we're going to use this y value to see if it's a home run. So what we're going to do on our calculator is we're going to create another graph, another line on this graph using this y value. So what we're going to do is we're going to graph the line y equals 8. We want to know if it's 8 feet off the ground, will it be a home run? So I'm going to go back to my y equals, and I'm going to keep my parabola in there, and I'm going to enter in this new line y equals 8. I'm going to graph it. So we're wondering if at this point, we're wondering if this will be a home run. And so we're interested in what is this point here on the parabola where these two lines intersect. And so we can find this intersection on our calculator. If you go back to your notes that you wrote down, we're going to hit, with this graph up, we're going to hit second, calc. We're going to go down to intersect. First, our little circle is on our first curve, and we are going to hit enter. Then we want to make sure that little circle is on our second line or our second curve, which is this y equals 8, which it is. We're going to hit enter. And so what it's going to do is your calculator is going to figure out where do your two graphs intersect. And I'm going to hit enter again. Okay. And it intersects here. Okay. So what this means is when this ball is hit and it's 8 feet in the air, this point is at 400.38. So when it has a height of 8 feet, it is 400.3 feet from home plate. So I'm wondering, is that far enough to be a home run? Well, it's not, right? 400.3 is less than 410. So this didn't make it to the fence. Okay, so we're going to say no, there's no home run, because this distance is not quite 410 feet. It didn't make it to the fence to be a home run.